What is this? It is a quick guide on how to build paper minis for tabletop games, including how to put together little slide bases that I like to include in my paper minis. For supplies, all you really need is scissors and a glue stick. But if you're feeling fancy, you can include a ruler, X-Acto blade, some double-sided tape, and a Sharpie. For this particular set, I've set up the bases in sets of 3, so we're going to go ahead and cut out one of these squares. Then with our ruler and our cutting tool, we're just going to very lightly drag it across. We're not cutting it, we're just making a score line so it's easy to fold. So I like to use the back of the blade for this. And while we're in here, we're going to actually cut out these windows. There's a big window and a little window. Once you got those out, go ahead and fold it. See how it folds up? Very nice. Next, you're going to take your Sharpie and you're going to hit the inner edge of that smaller window. Really get rid of any white paper peeking through there. You can just kind of drag it across. Next, you're going to take the face that doesn't have a window and you're going to try and, you're going to have to eyeball it, but fill in a strip of black there as well. You're trying to cover anywhere where the smaller window overlaps. For this next step, typically you're going to be using a glue stick, but I like to actually use double-sided tape. It's a little bit faster and also it adds a little bit of weight. So you're going to start with the larger window. You're just going to put the tape right along the edge of it. Don't worry about a little overlap on that fold. It will all stick together. Then once you've got that folded down, you do it again on the other side. And you got to make sure that you keep it on the edge of that window, but not over it, because we want that little gap in there. Don't look too closely. I was not being very careful with this one. The little window is supposed to be right in the middle of the bigger window. It's a little askew here. Once you've got that last flap folded over, press it together firmly. If you used glue, make sure that you let it dry a little bit before you move on to the next step. The next step being cutting. Just go ahead and cut it right around the edge there. You can be as messy or careful as you want. I kind of like when the edge is a little bit jaggy. Then you're going to take your Sharpie again and you're just going to hit anywhere where you can see paper. So you can like drag it along the edge. You can hit any little parts you missed. It makes it look a little nicer, makes it pop a little more. Rinse and repeat and your slide bases are done. Next, you're going to cut out one of your figures. Be mindful of the tabs at the bottom. Now you could score the fold line, but a lot of times I'm too lazy. Usually I just cut a little bit on either side to make it easier to fold. Fold the two halves together and the tabs out. Be mindful of those corners, make sure they all match. In this state, you could actually just stop here. You can just slide it right in, look at that. But I like to glue and cut the contours. Glue sticks are nice for this because you can press it together and then wiggle it around a little bit to make sure it matches. Also, make sure you are not gluing those tabs. Those things stay dry. If I can, I like to leave it under something heavy and flat for a while, just to make sure that the glue sets properly. Now for cutting it out, if you really want precision, you can use a cutting tool. I'm just going to use scissors. Older and wiser paper crafters have talked about how you should move the paper itself and not the scissors as much. I think it helps. Once he's all cut out, you can take a marker or a Sharpie and go over the edges if you want. I don't think it really worked in this case, but I did it anyway. Usually it looks pretty good. Then just slide that figure into the base and you are done. Thank you for watching. I hope this was educational. If you would like some paper minis of your own to print and build, go check out my Patreon. I'll put a link in the description for some free minis. I post new ones every week on my Patreon. If you join the club, it's dirt cheap. There's a big collection on there now. I've been doing it for about a year. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. See you later. Sayonara. So long. Bye-bye.